What up, Famwise? Famwise Beaches. What up, what up, what up, what up? Yo, yo, Scott, Darren, TNA. Benjamin, Paloma. Shane, what up? What's up, everyone? Eric. Oh, it's time for the Swole. It's time for the Swole hole to go off the rails. Music is so romantic. It's so romantic. Ah, and got the smooth beats. Feeling sexy. Oh, yeah. 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 So, of course, right when we're about to go live, Instagram on my other phone wants to install an update right now. Awesome. We'll get going in just like a few seconds. There we go. Thank you, Instagram, for blessing me with your update. Good Lord. Of all the times right now. Yeah. Papa Swoleo. Papa Swoleo. Oh, it's the Swole Show. It's Papa Swoleo. Oh, 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 oh. La 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 la. All right, we ready to make some gains, fam? Ready to make some gains? Oh, oh. A fitness without the bullshit.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling.
Oh,
welcome
bacon.
to the Daily Swole.
Fuck yeah. Testing, 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 test, test, test. Testing, 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 test, 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 testicles. Testing, testicles. Are we live? Testing, testicles. Test, test, test. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 915 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gaincast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, slaycast, taintcast, hump day cast, reset cast, coffee cast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What up, beaches? What up, all my beaches? Thanks for joining me live on Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're catching the live cast. And of course, all y'all beaches, remember you can subscribe to the podcast. Go to swolenormousx.com. Click on podcast. You can subscribe. You can sponsor the show. You can do all sorts of things at swolenormousx.com, but definitely subscribe to the podcast. Most of you probably are already, which is great. And yeah, so go get that done. Make sure you're catching up on some old episodes. A lot of your questions are answered. We've done 914 other episodes. So a lot of the questions you might have, got to put in some work. Go in, put in some reps. Go listen to the Daily Swole. Go subscribe. Go check it out. And today's episode, sponsored by Lajos Siaba. And I apologize if I don't pronounce that correctly. I do my best. So thank you so much for sponsoring the Daily Swole. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you're interested in sponsoring, you're interested in donating to the show, I very, very much appreciate it. And a lot of people have been asking me in the past, so I put a little link on the podcast page on swolenormousx.com if you're interested in some of those perks. So again, Lajos, thank you so much. I'm going to call you Laj, L-A-J, but thank you so much for supporting the Daily Swole. We love you. And when I say we, I mean me, my gains, and the beard. We love you. We love you here. And we love all of you, every single one of you. Casey, what's up? Daniel, Vanessa, Anthony. I love seeing the names of those of you that have been like a part of the community and following and joining live since the beginning. Some of these names, Daniel. I mean, good Lord, Daniel, remember? Geez, back in the day, we got so many people that are just such integral parts of the community that have just been plugged in for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes. Soon I'll be able to say thousands, but so much respect and, so much gratitude on my behalf for all of you that are really, a part of this whole thing for so long. Yes, Shane, thank you so much for sponsoring the show too. We got to talk and make sure that you, and we'll follow up with an upcoming episode. So thank you so much to everyone that is sponsoring the show. It's freaking amazing. Wow. Just caught Ebola like just this moment. I never really cough on the show. For all the talking that I do, surprised I don't cough. I got like a dog hair or something all of a sudden in the back of my throat. So give me a second. It's your fault. It's your fault, little one. It's your fault. Let's bring Papa Swolio. Let's bring Papa Swolio on the show. Hold on a second. Let me show you where this hair comes from. It's everywhere. I really shouldn't bring her in the office, but a little mascot. Hold on. There we go. Can you say oh? Come on, talk to everyone. You're on the podcast. Come on, say something. Say something. Oh. Welcome, everyone, to episode 915 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast. All right, whatever. She doesn't want to. No, don't hit the microphone. All right, she doesn't want to play. I thought that maybe. I thought maybe she would take over. It would be nice if she could actually do the show. She's listened to enough of them. I feel like she could actually take care of this podcast for me. Save me some time. I can go get some gains and all that shit. Anyway, so there's Papa Swolio. So if you were listening, you're like, what the heck is going on? I was holding up the pup. All right. Good girl. Most of you know her already from the Instagram stories and shit like that. Yeah, she's a good looking pup. Good girl. A nice old lady. Yes, you're a good girl. You're a good girl. All right. 915, why it's essential to reset. So we've been talking a lot about nutrition this week, leading up to the live masterclass this weekend. I have those links in my description on Facebook. Remember, Nutrition Masterclass live masterclass. I said that, masterclass this weekend, 2 p.m. It's going to be huge. I feel like there's going to be a massive, massive turnout because a lot of people are been amped up about this. And it's going to be the first of many because I don't think we're going to do a masterclass for 7 hours. No, but we are going to hammer out a lot of key topics and do a ton of Q&A, a ton of questions. We're going to get into that. I want to clarify some issues, this whole week and with this masterclass because, if we get all on the same page, which is one of the benefits of doing the podcast daily and plugging into the podcast and really learning these types of principles and getting all on the same page, that's very important, because if we're all on the same page, then we move on with more in-depth content. You know, we go deeper, you ask better questions. The more you learn and apply, okay? The more you learn and apply. So learning is one thing, okay? We're not here just to like, absorb, it's information, great. It's only good information if you use it. If you apply the information, then it makes it valuable. Just information in itself isn't enough. Just having the information, that's not going to get you results. You have to apply it. So that's what I'm encouraging for all of you as we go through our journeys together, being our lives, as we go through and we test these things. It's important to do just that. It's important to test. Many people just want an answer. We talk about that a lot. You want an answer. You want, this is what I eat. This is how much I eat. This is what time to eat, blah, blah, blah. And then you think that's going to work. And sometimes, guess what? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does work. Sometimes you can just buy a diet plan, follow someone else, follow what someone else does. You can follow that and it works. You can also close your eyes, take a dart and throw it at a dartboard and hit a bullseye now and again. Am I right? That's a very powerful analogy. You can just try a diet plan and it might work. The problem is when people do that their first time, they're like, I need to get in shape, and they try something and boom, it works. That's a shot in the fucking dark. They got lucky, but then they plant their flag and that's the be all end all of nutrition. And then they become religious and zealots about, you know, being a vegan or doing keto. And then it's all in because that works. It worked because you got fucking lucky. There are some basic principles. Yeah, if you eat less, you can lose weight. If you cut out certain foods, you can lose weight. But that doesn't mean that's going to get you all the results. It doesn't mean that's going to be the complete answer. It doesn't mean that just because you got rid of soda, you're going to lose tons and tons of weight and you're going to be, you know, completely in shape and all that stuff. That's part of it. Processed sugar and things are part of it, but also you got to exercise, you got to sleep, you got to hydrate. There's more parts. Okay. I'm not, you know, we all know that, I think, or you should know that by now. We always talk about there's more parts, there's more pieces to the puzzle. There's more. And they have to be aligned. They have to be aligned. You can't just be doing a couple things and not the rest. You can't just be focusing on your nutrition and not focusing on your training. And it's not that 75-25, that 80-20 bullshit. It's 100% both. They're both important. You can't just diet and be amazing. You got to train. You got to treat your body. Your body is meant to move. It's meant to eat real food. It's meant to eat real food. I'll say it again. Shocker, right? It's meant to eat real food and it's meant to move. How you want your body to move is different. If you like to go bike riding, then going bike riding will get you better at riding a bike. If you want a physique, you need to lift weights so you could build muscle. You need to do resistance exercises, whether it's body weight or resistance, depending on how much muscle you want to build, depending on what equipment you have available. You can see right now how there's so many different variables. And your body is an adaptation machine. Yesterday, I was explaining how the body is designed to survive. I don't think anyone here will disagree with me. Your body is a survival machine. And when I say survival, adaptation. Your body is an adaptation machine. It's going to adapt to the different foods you consume as best it can. And it's going to adapt to the exercise that you do as best it can. If your body cannot handle the nutrition or the foods that you're giving it, if you're giving it poison, if you're eating a lot of processed foods and sugars and carbohydrates and just pounding, eventually it might break down. It might give up. It might give out on you. Thus, you might have diabetes or something like that. Your body tries to resist what you're doing to it as best it can for as long as it can. And if it can't anymore, you know, the bow breaks, right? Your body will kind of pop off. You know, that being said, your body will do its best, always. Raymond, is there a way I can watch the podcast if I miss them? Yeah, you're watching it right now on Facebook. Have you scrolled? Have you scrolled down the timeline? They're all here. They're all here right on the timeline. You just watch them here on Facebook. You can watch them on Daily Swole Podcast on YouTube. You can watch them whenever. They're all here. Take a moment and scroll. Just do this. Yeah, and you'll see all of it. Okay, let's take I got a couple questions coming in. Let's just see what's up. What do you think is better to get big, high weight? We're not talking about that right now. Off topic. Try to keep the questions on nutrition topic. If I can get to at the end, you can ask questions, but we're not doing high rep, low rep. We did that the other day. listen to a couple podcasts ago. We talked about total body and segmented training and high reps, low reps. What's going on, Cisco? So the body will adapt. The body will adapt. The body will... Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I meant to post this. I meant to post this on Instagram. So you don't even know the topic if you just showed up in the moment. How would you know? Instagram is like literally the absolutely most glitchy. Everyone loves it, but it's the most glitchy app you could ever use. See, it's just flipping around, trying to pin the damn comment. Fucking hell. Okay, so the body will adapt. The body will do everything it can in order to survive. And that's the adaptation principle, right? It'll adapt to nutrition. It'll adapt to the exercise, whatever you're doing, the best it can. Now, that doesn't mean that you will adapt optimally. It doesn't mean that you'll be in the best shape. If you lift heavy, hey, you'll get bigger. If you lift lighter, you'll get small. It doesn't work like that. But your body will try to handle best it can. Your body will try to handle any kind of nutrition resistance. So when it comes to food, your body will adapt as best it can. If you're eating, and what do you eat? What's your... Let me word this. I want your opinion. What's your power food? What is your power food? What is the food that you eat? And try to pick one. What's your food? Or if you have a meal, okay, that's fine. What is your one food or your meal that when you eat it, you feel stronger, it fills you out? Like, yeah, I have that with myself, but I want to hear what you have to say. What's your food that when you consume it, you feel it working? You know when you eat it, it's just powering your body. What food is just kick ass for you? Literally kick ass for you. Because I have a couple foods that when I consume them, I feel tight, I feel pumped, I feel great. What is your power food? What's your power food? Power food or power meal? So you have those foods that your body will react best to. If you consume a lot of shit all the time, you will survive. You're not going to die. You see people everywhere. Go to the supermarket, look around at your family, look at the people and what they're eating, if they're obese, whatever it is, okay? People everywhere in the world are surviving. People survive on very little food. People survive on too much food. And when you see someone who's very obese, and if you have a lot of extra body fat, okay, that's your body trying to adapt and trying to survive. That's your body trying to adapt and trying to survive. It's kind of scary. It's kind of fucked up when you think about it in that way, but that's your body doing its best to adapt to what you're doing to it. And when you eat food, you're doing something to your body. You're attacking your body or you're helping your body. So if you're giving your body poison, if you're giving your body soda, you're giving your body processed carbohydrates, you're giving your body candy, ice cream, all these like refined foods, you are attacking your body. Have you ever thought about it that way? When you eat those bad foods, that you are attacking your body, literally attacking your body. You're sending an army of invaders into your body and attacking your body. So as a result, what does your body do? It defends itself. It protects itself against those foods. It's going to try to take those nutrients or whatever lack thereof, all the sugar and all the shit in there, and it's going to try to do something with them. It's going to try to move them through, send them where they can be sent, excrete them if they can be excreted. Your body is going to try to do its best to get what it needs and handle all that stuff that you're putting in it, whether it's too much food or whether it's the wrong food. And the same thing with the right foods. Your body is going to take it, try to get whatever it can from it, and move it around and move it out. If you think about when you're eating, you're doing something to your body. You could be doing good things or you could be doing bad things. There is enough conversation, and that's responsibility too. You have to take responsibility for the food. Yesterday I said, look, it's not the food's fault. It's not the Taco Bell's fault. It's your fault for putting it in your mouth. Let them make their garbage. Let them make their food. Let them make fast food. Let them make that shit. Let Subway make Subway. Let that fake garbage, just let it be made. Just don't go buy it and eat it. It's that simple. The food doesn't jump into your mouth. You take your hand and you're putting it in, you're chewing, you're swallowing, you're making a conscious decision to consume that food. So you're doing something to your body. You are actively putting that in your system, and you're attacking your body. You're consciously and voluntarily adding invaders. You're adding negativity. You're adding adversity into your body as if you don't have enough challenges already. We have toxins in the air. We have water that needs to be purified and whatnot. We have, lack of exercise because we're sedentary a lot. We have enough stress in our lives, traffic and blah, blah, blah. You have enough things to deal with. Do you really need to be fighting a war from the inside out? Do you really need to be making it complicated for your body to get nutrients? I don't think so. I think you need to be consuming the fuel that you need to, that you function best on. I think you need to consume the best food for your body. That's what I think. That's what I think. I don't see any cracks. I don't see any gaps in that argument. It's not a fucking argument. Don't you think you should be giving your body the best foods that it should consume? I don't give a fuck if you want to talk about cheat meals. Well, some people, so-and-so says that it's good to have a cheat meal. And so-and-so, you haven't earned a fucking cheat meal yet. Why do you need a cheat meal? You don't once in a while, once a week, you don't put sugar into your gas tank. You eat the right shit all the fucking time. You put in the fuel that your car needs all the time. Once in a while, I want to mix it up. My car's going to drive faster now if I put in alcohol once a week. Doesn't work like that. Your body can defend itself when you consume garbage foods infrequently. It doesn't mean that if you have a cheat meal, you're going to lose all your progress. It doesn't mean that at all. People have proven that time and time again. However, you have to have a healthy system to even start considering things like that. I don't personally care if you cheat or not. I personally don't care if you want to have pizza, you want to have this. That's your choice. That's your life. Okay? If you're not happy with the results you've gotten so far, I don't think you should be considering doing anything but the best that you possibly can. I think you're trying to justify being a lazy fuck. You're justifying doing what you want rather than what you need to do. And you have to take responsibility for that. So if you're one of these people that are struggling getting rid of the last little bit of body fat and you're saying, well, you only live once, hey, I deserve to cheat once a week because, I work so hard and YOLO and, everything in moderation. If you want to play with those pussification concepts, then be my guest, but don't complain when you can't get rid of the belly fat or the love handles or X, Y, and Z. You're not lean enough. You shouldn't be eating crap. You should be really focusing on the best foods. And the best foods doesn't mean caloric restriction, doing Nutrisystems and really, eating like a fucking bird. It means eliminating and, quote, resetting, which is the main topic of and the main concept of today's episode. And when I say reset, I'm not talking about cleanse. I'm not talking about doing any of these like 3-week, I'm going to reset. No, I'm talking about stepping back and refocusing your attention on the most important principles that you need to be aware of and the most important responses that you need to relearn, learn for the first time, that you need to reconnect with your body. You need to treat your body like another person. If you care about other people, you have kids, you have spouses, you have people that you care about, but you're not caring about yourself. You'll eat garbage, but then, my kids need to eat, so you make them food, and then, I barely have time, so I just shove whatever fucking crap in your mouth. That's a bullshit, stupid, fucking lazy excuse. No, I don't have kids, but I don't have to have kids to know that if you put the wrong fucking food in your mouth, you're going to get the wrong fucking outcome. It's not rocket science. It's common fucking sense. And it's so easy to put your kids or other responsibilities in front of your goals like a fucking shield. And it's stupid. Okay, you have 2 jobs. Okay. You have 3 kids. Okay. I didn't tell you to fuck 3 times. No one else did either. It was your choice. You made the bed or you didn't make the bed because you were busy fucking in it, and you have kids now. Well, you still need to put the right food in your mouth. Right? You still got to put the right food in your mouth. Like literally, that's the end game of everything. That's the end game of everything. No matter how many jobs you have, no matter how much time you have, no matter how many kids you have, no matter how many responsibilities or anything that you have, bottom line, what is going in your mouth? What is going in your mouth? If it's Cheetos, it's fucking Cheetos. It doesn't matter if you have all the time in the world or no time. The end result is Cheetos went in. You can have tons of responsibility. You could have tons of children. You could have tons of jobs. You could be busy as fuck. I've seen people that are busy as fuck, 2 jobs, 3 kids, a lot of stuff, and they're a professional bodybuilder and they still do their shit. They get everything done. Yeah, they might not sleep as much as someone else, but they get it done. The end result is they get their training in and they get their nutrition in. End of story. So no matter what your responsibilities are, and I'm not saying that you have a lot of time, and I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying it's not going to be hectic. I never said that. I'm not saying that it's not going to be a fucking you're running around and you have no time to breathe. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that bottom line, what went in the face hole? What went in? What was the end? What was the result? If it wasn't the right food, then you fucked up. No matter how much responsibility you have. You could have no responsibility and still eat like shit. I understand it's easier to make an excuse when you have, oh, I'm so busy. You also waste a lot of time that you don't realize, okay? So it's only about what the end result is. Did you get your training in? Did you get the food in and the right food? And if not, you got work to do. And excuses that's not work. Think about what excuses mean. You're giving yourself a reason. You're trying to validate the fact that you didn't do what needed to be done. Okay, I can make an excuse every single day. I can make an excuse every single day not to do this podcast. Every single day, I could make up some excuse. Some days it might be a little bit more solid than others, but I still fucking do it. Okay? I still do it. I still do the podcast. I still upload it. I still do all the stuff that does take a significant amount of my day. Okay? I love to do it. I'm definitely not complaining. I love doing the fucking show. You guys know that. But the point is, you do it or you don't. The end result is it got done or it didn't. So an excuse is just a reason why you're trying to justify your failure. You're trying to justify your shortcomings, and that doesn't play out. It doesn't affect anyone else but you. If you make an excuse, oh, I'm so busy, I couldn't do it. All right, you're not kidding me. And that's the thing, right? It's all about who you surround yourself with. If you don't have strong support group, if you don't have people around you that are into fitness or into training, they're going to pat you on the back and say, I know it's so hard. Oh, it's okay. Just do it tomorrow. Or, oh, I know, but you're busy. Oh, you could do it next week. And then they'll put their arm around you and they're going to give your excuses validation. They're going to give your excuses validation. If you have weak people around you and you don't have a good support system, they're going to validate your excuses. But they're really, the only outcome is you're going to be more unhealthy and you're not going to get results. So what does it matter? What does it matter if there's a reason why this is going to get in the way of my gym time? Oh, I have all this stuff to do, so it's going to be really hard for me it's going to be challenging to get my food prepared. Okay. Either you prepare your food or you don't. Either you go to the gym or you don't. That's how it goes. You do or you don't. 1 or 0. Binary outcome. Yes or no. A or B. 1 or none. That's it. That's it. And that's why a support system, that's why being a part of this community, that's why those of you that are in Swolenormous X, if you don't have a good support system, you need to find one. You need to be a part of a community of people they're going to push you, that are going to call you out on your bullshit. It's very important. It's absolutely important. So it's your responsibility. Either it goes in, the right stuff goes in, or it doesn't go in. It's not complicated. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You ate the right food or you didn't. Yes or no, right? Okay. So it's essential to reset the body. And this is kind of alluding to the elimination process. It's essential to reconnect with that whole fucking thing. That's why meditation is super powerful, because it gets your mind right. It unfucks your mind. Most of our minds are fucked. We're fucked by social media. We're fucked by the news. We're fucked by our job that we don't like. We're fucked by our family who is just overbearing. We're fucked by someone or something. Meditation unfucks the mind. You have to get your mind right. So I highly recommend starting a regular meditation practice, yoga practice. Get in touch with your body again. When you start doing physical activity, and this is a major reason why those of you that are part of Swolenormous X already and the 90-day dash program, you know that what I start with in terms of like new people, I start with the fitness first. I don't just say, hey, let's focus on your nutrition 100%. Let's get you moving first. Because the quicker you can start connecting with your body, the quicker that you can start connecting with your physical activity and start feeling what your body can do physically, that is going to create the desire to fuel your body to repair it properly. You know, nutrition's hard. There are a lot of chemical processes in the brain, a lot of stuff that we don't understand. There's a lot of psychological components. I understand. There's a lot of shit that can really keep us from making those decisions and making that commitment and staying true and keeping that integrity to ourselves. I understand there's a challenge there. I understand there's a challenge with shifting your lifestyle habits and different foods that taste differently and different habits of preparing food and bringing it with you. But that's trial and error. Like I've said before, it's a practice. You're not going to have all the answers. The way you have to meal prep might be different than the way Johnny has to meal prep, or different than the way Catherine meal preps, right? You might prep your meals on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday for whatever reason. You like it more. You like your food more fresh. You like, you have more time, so you don't want to do it all in one day. You have to find. You like to keep it all in one big container, then you take it out and put it on a plate. Some of you like to pack it all in like individual containers, your entire meal. Those are the things that you have to figure out for yourself. You have to figure out what works best for you. But fundamentally, you need to reset and reconnect with your body. When you start doing more brain training, when you start doing more physical activity, you reconnect with your body. You start feeling how your body moves from the outside, kind of from the inside out. You know, muscularly, kind of like that's muscles are more superficial, but you have to start that physical connection. And doing that first, in addition to starting to be observant of your nutrition, that really keeps that adhesion. That really will get the snowball building, right? That snowball, that avalanche going. And it's important to go back to the basics. It's important to cut out foods. It's important to go through those withdrawal periods. And it really does help having a support system, having a friend near you, having someone in your community, whether it is in your family, whether it's your best friend, whether it's people from the gym, whether it's, hooking into my private community, Swolenormous X. It's important to have people around you that can support you because it is withdrawal. You're on these like high sugar fucking drugs, these fake foods that are keeping you, that you're hooked on them. You're hooked on them. You're addicted habitually and also most likely chemically. Dopamine releases and that kind of like, elated response when you consume food and that excitement and that temporary high. It's real. This shit's real. It's not real food. That's the problem. This stuff that you're putting in your mouth is fucking with your body. Like I said, you're adding invaders. You're poisoning your body. Literally poisoning your body. So by going through that reset, by cutting out these processed foods, by cutting out these commonly inflammatory foods, you can reconnect your brain with your gut and vice versa. You can begin to repair your system. You can begin to reduce the swelling, the inflammation. You can reduce those things. You can repair. You can start the process of healing yourself. And it's not overnight. You don't just switch your diet completely. That's why a lot of people have discomfort. If you go from eating crappy food all the time to, hey, I'm going raw vegan, I want to lose weight, it's going to fuck your stomach up. You don't have the gut biome that can handle all of a sudden high fibrous and all those foods. It's going to taste like shit. It's going to bloat you. You're going to feel like shit for at least a couple weeks probably. Everyone's different, but a lot of people have a lot of indigestion and issues when they do any kind of drastic dietary change. Oh, my friend lost a lot of weight doing keto, so boom, snap their fingers, they do keto. And all of a sudden their body's getting tons of fat. They're shitting their brains out. People do things way too extreme. This isn't like high intensity interval training. You don't just fucking slap yourself. You don't just slap yourself with a completely different lifestyle. Okay? You can commit to something and still go through the proper process, one step at a time, the healthy way, the proper way. And reconnecting with your body is absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. What's your biggest struggle right now with nutrition? Drop in the comments now, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're watching. What is your biggest struggle? Let's take a couple questions. Let's bring this application back. And like I said, this weekend, this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All the details are at swolenormousx.com. We're doing the live nutrition masterclass. So I'm going to have a presentation up. I'm going to be there, obviously. I'm going to be going over it live, and we're going to break down visually. I'm going to show you guys all the different splits with the macro splits. I'm going to show you visually nutrient timing. I'm going to break all these things down and really have a nice open discussion, making sure everyone's on the same page. Okay? I want you to really understand how to go through this elimination process. I want you to really understand which foods are the most important to get rid of and how to assess yourself coming back into consuming food again and how to construct your meals. Remember, it's about the best food for your body, the best food for your body. And no one else can tell you that. They can give you ideas, but you have to apply. Knowledge is not worth a fucking goddamn thing if you don't have application. Everyone just wants an answer. Well, you have to put in the work. You have to get that experience. You have to put in the legwork. Trisha, day 4 of no dairy, no alcohol, no added sugars. Last night I slept like a baby without waking up and my joints didn't ache. Already amazing. You see that? That's amazing, Trisha. I'm proud of you. That's something. And then after you go through that elimination, you can test some of these things and really figure out which one of those is the most impactful. And like I've said before, it doesn't mean you can never have any of these foods ever again. You can never have a glass of wine ever again or a beer ever again. No, but if you know, okay, if I have a beer, I'm fine. But if I have 2, I start to get really groggy and bloated. All right, you start to learn your limitations. You learn your body better. And the healthier your system is, the more it can defend itself when you implement these other things, when those other things come into your existence, like your food intake. You know, sometimes you have a drink. If you're healthier, it won't affect your body as much unless you have a strong allergic reaction. So it helps you reset. That's the reset principle. Cutting out artificial sweeteners, drink packets, sugar-free energy drinks, diet soda. Good shit, Nathan. Brett Cook on YouTube, eating enough quality food. I lost 45 pounds, currently building muscle. Losing weight is easy, gaining muscle is a challenge. Losing weight is usually most commonly, agreed to be much easier to do. It's much easier to lose weight, lose fat than build muscle. And I've said that before, and most professionals would agree. It's much easier to lose weight than to build. Craving caffeine, that's well, yeah. So Randy, how long have you been off caffeine? Randy, I take a pre-workout 2 or 3 times a week on my off days. My body craves caffeine. Have you tried just doing like maybe espresso? Have you tried just doing coffee or something for your pre-workout? Just curious. Maybe you're more sensitive to caffeine than the average person. Trisha, I have a hard time with eating at night, get the kids to bed, then sit down to watch TV, and I ruin my whole of clean eating. Well, idle time. A lot of times dehydration could be a huge craving source, right? If you're dehydrated, you're going to feel more hungry. Let's take a couple on Instagram. I see these things popping up. Eric, biggest struggle is eating to grow, knowing how much to eat without macro counting. Well, it doesn't mean that you can't count macros. You know, I always talk about if you're eating the right shit, you don't have to count shit. That's fundamental. That's the base of the pyramid. Once you've determined the best foods for your body, then it helps to be aware of how many calories you're consuming, especially if you have a goal of growing. If you're trying to maintain, and you're good with where you are and you're making subtle changes, you don't really have to be as plugged in. Some people are better with that intuitive eating than others, but it can always help to have more information. So if you know how many calories you're eating and you're not growing to your liking, then you know that you need to eat more than what you're currently eating. And the more consistent you are, the better you'll be. So it doesn't mean you can't count macros or you can't count calories. It just means that that's not the fundamental base of importance in nutrition. No soda and no fast food. No more blood pressure meds. Good for you. Good for you. I thought there were more questions. Okay, I scrolled. Eric, my biggest struggle at the moment is sugar. I stopped alcohol, and for the past few weeks I've been craving sugar. I figure it's a withdrawal from alcohol. Yeah, well, sugar is 7 calories per gram. And carbohydrates, sugar is 4 calories per gram. So it's a lot less energy that you're consuming. But obviously, and alcohol does play inhibitory roles with for example, with water retention. When you're consuming alcohol, alcohol actually flushes water out of the body. That's why when you're drinking, you got to piss. You have like, oh, you're drinking beer or something like that. You have to pee. Your body actually gets improper signals and flushes water out that your body actually needs. That's why you feel like you're drinking, but you're pissing a lot. That's why you get dehydrated. So actually, if you ever have a beer or a drink, make sure you're also drinking tons of water, because your body will actually flush out water that it needs. That's what, you wake up the next day, you have a fucking hangover because you're dehydrated to shit. I was doing coffee 7 days a week, now only 1 to 2 times a week. Okay. And it's also a process, Randy, to figure out what works best for you with your schedule and with your body. Just because someone else does something or just because I say something doesn't mean that might work best for you. That's why when I talk about my food and my personal intakes, I use as recommendations. Like in Swolenormous X, everyone, the recipe archive, like my favorite recipes. I have a couple more that I'm adding, by the way. Those are things that I do. I'm not saying you have to do them, but it gives you ideas of what I do. And unless, like I said, knowledge and application, 2 different things. You can have knowledge and then apply it. Oh, this doesn't work as good for me as it did when I was paleo. I tried keto, but you don't know until you try it. If you try it for a few months and then you know. You try it. Gotta try it. Gotta try it. Carolus, more please, more of what? I hope I pronounced your name properly. More please. What do you mean more please? You mean recipes? I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to. I just saw that pop up. Listen to music instead of watching TV. There's a lot of there's that nervous energy that people have too. And that's where actually meditation helps calm the mind. If you have a lot of like shit going around upstairs, it's very easy to watch TV and zone out, right? It kind of just numbs you. However, your body always has this nervous energy. And if you're dehydrated, you're watching TV, you also have these habitual associations. We're used to eating in front of a TV. Come on, popcorn, soda, movies, candy. Every time you watch something, you've been programmed to sit there, eat something and watch. So even whenever you watch, it's Pavlov dog, right? Remember the test? Every time he fed the dog, he rang a bell. And then when he started in the future, like every time the dog was eating, he rang a bell. And then in the future, when he just rang the bell, the dog would start salivating and, he knew the food was coming. Okay, it's very common. Same thing with that. If you're always eating when you're watching TV, every time you watch TV, you're going to be like, I'm hungry. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with you actually being hungry. It probably has to do with you watching and pounding your face with blue light, being exhausted, being dehydrated. And if you're exhausted and dehydrated, you're going to crave sugar and you're going to want food when you're watching TV. There's absolutely no reason to eat when you're watching something. There's absolutely no reason to eat when you're watching something. Think of how arbitrary that is. There's no reason to eat. You're sitting there. You're not doing shit. Drink some water or don't watch something. You might be better off reading a book. Not to mention, if you're watching TV at night, you're stimulating your brain. You're going to affect your sleep more too. And if you affect your sleep, you're going to crave more sugar. You're going to store more fat. Stress hormones could be more elevated. It's all tied in. I just did a post today on Instagram. Everything's connected. Everything's connected. Not to mention when you're watching TV and you see commercials or ads and people are eating in your show or people are eating in commercials, and it's not a good place to be. What's in my bone broth? Bones. Yeah, believe that? Bones. Bones. You put the bones in, you fill it with water, you put a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, boom. Let it simmer for 48 to 72 hours. When I pour it in, I usually put a little sea salt, some pepper, and a little bit of garlic maybe, and I mix it up when I drink it. That's all. I don't do anything fancy. I don't do vegetables and make it a stew or any shit like that. I like my bone broth straight manly. I guess this means like boom. This is how I like my bone broth. Bam. Like an Egyptian. Or like one of those like duck shadow puppets. TV equals food in my mind. Instead of watching TV at the end of the day, I go to bed and get quality sleep. Respect, man. Yeah, yoga and stretching, game changers for sure. Any type of that kind of breathing, meditation, connection with your body, meditation, yoga, really, when you start practicing those things, you want to treat your body better because you connect more with your body. You'll feel those subtle differences in how you react to food intake and different things. I'm telling you, it's huge. It's huge. Fire, fuego, super awesome. So we're going to continue this tomorrow. and Friday. Of course, every fucking day. But we'll talk more. I want to talk about some specific eating styles tomorrow. I want to get into some more ish. So make sure you bring the questions, bring the pain. We'll be here every day. I'll be here tomorrow. We'll talk more nutrition. Remember, link is in my bio on Instagram. You can go to swolenormousx.com. You can click the link in the description on Facebook and hook into the masterclass 7-day free trial with the basic membership, Swole Enormous X. So you get access to the live masterclasses. You get access to all previous masterclasses. Just be there. Be there. Be there this weekend. Be there this weekend, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss it live because you could ask all the questions. You're going to see everything that I laid down. It's going to be sweet. So I'm excited to put the final touches on that and see you all Saturday. Until then, I will see you tomorrow for episode 916 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, Slaycast, Nutritioncast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited to keep on crushing it this week. I hope you have a great hump day, and I'll see you tomorrow for episode 916 of The Sleaze. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh, out.